Jackson Radio Show.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL when somebody disrespects our flag to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. It's the Kevin Jackson Show, author of Race Pimping. And I bring this up generally when, is a topic that race pimping is involved in. And the NFL, Colin Kaepernick, race pimping. That's all it is. You know what's fun? If I mentioned my book every time something involving race came up, it would be me talking about this book all day long. If I took excerpts from it, I'd have you cracking up and going, Kevin, how do you know this? I look like I'm a guru, like I was dropped in by God from outer space or something to explain all this stuff to you. Because in my book, I chronicle every single thing you're seeing right now, right before your very eyes. I got to tell you, when I heard Donald Trump say what he said about the NFL and the fact that these people should be fired, have you guys heard me say this? I said if owners took a stance, if the NFL took a stance and said, you kneel, you're gone. You are not to play in the NFL. If you're a player and you want to disrespect the fans of this sport, the people who allow you to play it, the veterans, the country that allow you to play it in, then you're out of here. It would end immediately. There'd be no social justice black warriors because you know why? These little step and fetch it silly Negroes have no care in the world about the things that they complain about. They care about their money, their paychecks. They care about how they're perceived by people, their fan base, how many jerseys can they get sold, and things like this. They don't care about the people. What a joke to believe that. Colin Kaepernick has about as much in common with the very black people that he claims to be social justice warriors for as Doogie Howser. In fact, I would bet you Neil Patrick Harris has more idea about what the black condition is than Colin Kaepernick. And it's such a joke to me to think that a dude named Kaepernick, half Italian, half black, adopted by two white parents, wants you to believe that he's down with the cause. He feels the oppression of the black man. Let me tell you what Kaepernick is. He's a black dude who got radicalized. It's like ISIS. He got radicalized by blacks somewhere along the line because he feels guilty about his life. That's what it is. He ended up getting adopted by a loving, caring family, white people, living the, quote, white dream, the white world, having this so-called privilege that is supposedly not meant for him, and now he's got to find a way to become oppressed. That's all it is. Take your pick. I have a friend. He does repairs around the house, and sharp guy. He says to me, Kevin, I had a friend. We went to school together. He goes, black chick. He goes, man, my buddy used to be a good dancer. He was in a dance group. So he looks white almost, but he's a Hispanic. But he's very light skinned, no accent whatsoever. So you think he's a white boy, but he's not. He's Hispanic. But he hung around blacks because he liked hip hop and he liked to dance, and he can dance. I mean, old boy can dance. And so he has a black friend who grew, talked proper, grew up around white people, blah, 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 just like him. And he says, now you go to her page, her Facebook page, she's completely radical. And he's like, what happened? And she's like, just everything black centric, black people. He goes, Kevin, I can tell you with 100% certainty, none of the things that she talks about did she go through. She was not the victim of discrimination. We were all just in it together. And he goes, he doesn't even understand her. And I said, you don't get it. She now has guilt. She's been made to feel guilty. You had it too good, young black girl. You don't understand the black experience. And in order to do that, you got to be down with the cause. So she's abandoned everything she's learned. She's bought into the leftist rhetoric that there's racism all around and black people are getting stepped on. Maxine Waters said, we'll play a clip of her in a bit. You got to hear this clip. It's a pep talk for black people if you want to blow your brains out. I mean, that's what it is. But people like that crack me up. It's like they're saying, I so wish I'd grown up playing some bones, sitting on the porch, eating some ribs with the family coming by with Ray Ray. bringing his baby mama and then the other baby mama giving him drama, on the phone while the other one's rolling their eyes at him and this. They want the black experience. See, I can relate to it because I had the black experience. I grew up, I'll never forget my grandmother, my aunt, preparing chitlins. All good. And everybody talking about, you got to make sure you get the membrane. But talking about that's the black condition to a degree. And I could go on. Playing bid whist, playing spades, playing dominoes, talking about, politics and all the, get running the streets. If you ever heard the term running the streets, somebody sending somebody to go get some chicken. I mean, the chicken shack. Everybody knew about the chicken shack. That's where you went. It's just a way of life. And I could give you other things that it's from my upcoming in the 60s where it was the way it was. But then again, I'd go right over and hobnob with the wealthy because my folks worked for them, so I got to see that. And that's where I built a perspective on life of, the haves and the have-nots and who's trying to get something and who isn't and all that. And, those are the things that form you. But let me tell you, you wire kids for success, but you can also wire them for failure. And what's happening right now is we're wiring these kids for failure. So Trump, I want to go back to this because it's such an important thing that Donald Trump said what he said. He did not mince words. I wish they'd fire him. He did this at a campaign rally, Huntsville, Alabama. Huntsville, Alabama, there's all kinds of manufacturing. A lot of it is around military. SCI, but there's not just military. There are people that they manufacture for other people. So it's a big area for that. And he's there talking to, he's dealing with a Senate campaign. Forget the players, but and I read an article that says neither one does he lose, except that McConnell's backing the one that actually Trump is for. But the other guy, I want to say his name is Storm or something. He's the one that the Tea Party and groups like that support. As you can see, I'm not stay too tied into it. But the point is, Donald Trump's at a rally, and he threw America a long overdue curveball with what he said about football. Pardon the baseball analogy, or the baseball reference. And he talked about an issue that's plaguing sports that manifested itself when Colin Kaepernick took a knee. See, it wasn't that Colin Kaepernick took the knee. That was just, that was one of the outcomes of a symptom that had been going on for a long time, because for far too long, football and sports in general have allowed athletes to use their platform for social justice. And just like it's become in Wackadamia, you can't say a word. Ask Kurt Schilling. You can't say a word. The debate is one-sided. And even in the meritocracy of sports, it's sunk to a new low with the antics of Kaepernick and others. This ESPN lady that, called Trump a racist or want to kill him or who, I can't even keep up anymore. And so finally, America has a president who is truly a uniter. And he chimes in and he says to the NFL, you need to take a stance. Now you go, Kevin, what's the big deal? The big deal is the NFL is a corporation, folks. Donald Trump is saying to corporations, you need to take a stance. Well, you got all these social justice warriors. You look, NFL, you provide a service. Your service is to give us sports, pugilists, gladiators, warriors that get in there and show us what man can do, what the human body is capable of. They're not here to look at Kaepernick take a knee. They're here to watch him hurdle somebody 6 feet in the air and score a touchdown. They don't care about anything else. And you've changed the game. You've decided, number one, you're going to make it softer. And Trump went on to talk about this. He goes, I come in there, I want to see these guys hit each other. Oh, well, they get concussions. Really? So we shouldn't have boxing. We shouldn't have kickboxing or any of the MMA sports. We should have nothing where man tests his ability to see what the human body can do. Just for the record, that is how you end up evolving yourself into better human beings. You do the same thing mentally. You test theories, you test ideas to see how they are so you can evolve as a civilization. Why did we get rid of slavery? Because we tested the idea and we passed. But they don't want to test anymore. No, let's make it soft and easy. Can you see the parallels between the NFL and what's going on in colleges and universities from a mental perspective? The softening of people? Anyway, we got a lot to talk about on this. But when Trump said he was fired, the crowd went wild. And I want to talk about that when we come back.
Kevin Jackson
on the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.